Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul John Anthony T. Fortuito from ACCY 307 Section A. For today's video, I'm going to show you how I tackle two problems regarding frequency distribution using Excel. Our first problem is related to the creation of categorical frequency distribution table. The problem goes this way. Favorite coffee flavor. A survey was taken asking the favorite flavor of a coffee drink a person prefers. The responses were V equals vanilla, C equals caramel, M equals mocha, H equals hazelnut, and P equals plain. Construct a categorical frequency distribution for the data. Which class has the most data values and which class has the fewest data values? Here, as you can see, I am renaming the sheet title to Categorical Frequency Distribution Table. The next thing to do is to copy the dataset which is found in the problem. For creative purposes, I merged cells A1 to J1 and input the title Dataset in bold. Also, I made all the data centered. Take note that you have to ensure that you copied correctly the data present in the problem before proceeding and making the distribution table. Thus, I reviewed the list. Next, for the table, I made 4 spaces for 4 columns with titles category, count, percentage, and cumulative percentage. You can be as creative as you want, so what I did here is I made the titles bold. So in the problem, the categories are V for vanilla, C for caramel, M for mocha, H for hazelnut, and P for plain. To count the frequency of data for each category, input in the cell under the column title the formula $countIf, open parenthesis, the range of the data, open and close quotation marks, the condition, and close parenthesis. For the range, you can simply highlight the data on the dataset and place $sign between A and 2 and J and 6 to lock the cell when we copy the formula via dragging to other cells. After which, I edited the condition inside the quotation marks to reflect the category and the data in the dataset. At the bottom, you input capital N to signify the total and simply use the sum formula, which is sum, open parenthesis, the range of the data, and close parenthesis. For the percentage column, I first highlighted the column and format the cells by right-clicking them after highlighting to show whole number percentage. Next, I simply input $, then click on the respective count cell, then slash, then click the total cell. I also place a $sign between the total cell, M and 8. Like the previous column, I sum them up at the bottom. For cumulative percentage, I simply sum the range of the percentages as I move from one cell to another, totaling to 100%. I then place my conclusion or response to the questions in the problem. To create graphs, simply highlight the data and click Insert, then the graph you want. Problem 2 is on grouped frequency distribution table. The problem goes like this. Number of college faculty. The number of faculty listed for a sample of private colleges that offer only bachelor's degrees is listed below. Use these data to construct a frequency distribution with 7 classes, a histogram, a frequency polygon, and an ogive. Discuss the shape of this distribution. What proportion of schools have 180 or more faculty? Same procedures are done with a bit of modification. Still, I start with renaming the sheet to Group Frequency Distribution Table, then copy the data set from the problem and review the list. solve for the class width using the given number of classes, which is 7. We need true upper limit, true lower limit, class size, and the number of classes, of course. So to identify the true upper limit, simply input equal sign, max, open parenthesis, the range of the data, and close parenthesis. For the true lower limit, input equal sign, min, open parenthesis, the range of data, and close parenthesis. Subtract true lower limit from true upper limit to get the class size. Divide the class size with the number of classes, which is 7, to get the class width. Take note, always round up. So for this case, I got 45.57143. I approximated it to 46. Next, I made the table with 6 columns titled Lower, Upper, Count, Cumulative Count, Percentage, and Cumulative Percentage. Next is to input the true lower limit under the lower column. Then, proceed to the cell under it and input the formula equal sign, the previous cell, plus sign, then the approximate cell with a dollar sign between the letter and the number, then drag to copy. For the upper limit, input the formula equal sign, open parenthesis, the lower limit cell, plus sign, then the approximate cell with dollar sign between the letter and the number, close parenthesis, minus sign, 1. Then drag to copy. We deducted 1 because we considered the lower limit as the first counting point. Also, I manually input 389 so as not to confuse the table from the dataset. For the count, I used the COUNTIFs formula. I input the COUNTIFs formula. At the bottom, I sum the count up and cross-check it with the count function. For cumulative function, I just used the formula sum to the current cells and previous ones as I moved forward. The percentage uses the same formula as well as the cumulative percentage. For the histogram and the frequency polygon, I use the data found under count and percentage. As for the ogive, I use the data under cumulative count and cumulative percentage. I then proceeded to answer the question using the table I created. As for the shape of the data, in histogram, the data skews more significantly as the number of faculty increases. This can also be seen in the ogive. As for the frequency polygon, the data fluctuates significantly in the middle part. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.